Philippines only got $500 million or 0.5% of latest $95 billion US military aid to allies. The United States or US recently released an aid package which is mainly military in nature to what it called its allies, worth a total of $95 billion US. However, out of that figure, only $500 million has been allocated to the Philippines, or only 0.5% or 0.5% of the total amount. $61 billion instead will be given to Ukraine to continue its fight against Russia, while $26 billion will be given to Israel for its ongoing conflict in Gaza. $4 billion will be assigned to Taiwan to supposedly help its defense against China. However, renowned columnist Bobitiglao is even disputing that $500 million figure for the Philippines, saying correctly that nothing in the bill mentions our country receiving that amount of money. That $500 million seems to have come from a press release by House Speaker Martinromualdez, although Tiglao admits that the Philippines indeed will likely get a yet unnamed figure from that $95 billion aid. Note that this relatively tiny sum given by the US to the Philippines comes after President Bongbong Marcos or PBBM has already given many concessions to the US, including giving them 9 military bases in the Philippines, and recently even allowing the deployment of the US long-range cruise missile, the Tomahawk, through the typhonmediumrangecapability or MRC weapons system, which could hit targets in mainland China while launched from Philippine soil. The Philippines is also the only country in the entire Southeast Asia or Sea that the US has a mutual defense treaty or MDT with, which it has had since 1951. To me, this is just one of the many signs of how the US doesn't really take the Philippines seriously, and that it is intentionally keeping the Philippines low in terms of its own defense capability so it will remain dependent on them. And it is not just militarily that the US refuses to help the Philippines, it is also in many other areas, in contrast with China, which helps a lot its close allies in many areas, like Thailand for example, which China now wants to explore the moon and establish a base therewith, something the US hasn't done anything close to with the Philippines. This announcement of the small military aid I think is also bad timing for the US because they are currently conducting joint military exercises with the Philippines, so there is a chance for the Armed Forces of the Philippines or AFP to ask the US, which they idolize, why they are giving so little aid to them.